So the layout I am creating, I am going to be using the Creative Memories Open House Designer Pack and the Open House Gift Embellishment Pack. With this, I'm also going to be using a piece of white cardstock and a piece of vellum to create my globe. Tools I am using, I'm going to be using my custom cutting system, the largest circle, all three blades, and for the access piece that I'm using in my globe, I decided to use the Border Makers, the Tree Line, the Mountains, and the Charming Village. From my white cardstock, I chose to make a supporting piece for my vellum just because it is a slimy material. So using the larger of the circle patterns, I cut first with the blue blade on the outside and then again with the red blade to create this ring. With my vellum, I use the cutting circle with the green blade to give me a round circle. This will fit on top of the weight ring as a set pattern, and I can adhere that down. With my punches, because I don't have to do a full row, I'm only making a design to go on the back of my vellum. I elected to do just 3 punches of each one. I used a silver for the mountains. I took some of the scrap white that I had and I made little second punches with some white to give me some snow caps, which I'm going to insert in the mountains. I did a row, some trees in darker and lighter green. I wasn't sure which, and I also tried the Close to My Heart glossy white acrylic spray and sprayed some of my trees to give it a bit of an accent. My village, I am going to punch in the black, and because I only want one chapel inside my town image, I cut the other 2 off just straight across the top like so to just make a second building. Alright, I've selected the base paper I'm going to use for this collection. I am going to cut the sheet itself so that my globe will be the back side. I've just did a quick sketch of where my photos are going to go on the page so I can cut both my embellishment that I've made here because I don't want it so intense, so I've gonna subdued it by having the vellum there. So I've decided where I'm gonna cut, and I just made a quick sketch on the outside with all my layers, and I have attached my vellum to my little ring, so that will kind of go there. I am also going to sketch on the far side where I want to cut my circle on my background paper because I do want it in this position. You can cut the second sheet of paper and just make the circle, but I want to use that for something else. So that's where my positioning is going to be, a little bit of cutting. My globe insert design has been put in the globe. I have attached some of the foam tape to the globe itself. I'm working around the bottom edge. As you work with the foam, it tends to curve inside a little bit, so I find if you release the outside edges just with a little snip, the foam will tend to stand up a little straighter. Now, because I don't need to see the shaker contents going the whole way down into the globe because I have so much background there, I am going ahead and isolating the upper part of the globe so that the shaker material just stays in the top. One of the reasons I elected to use the Majestic Mountain Punch is because it does have those great sharp straight edges, which makes it really easy to follow with the foam tape. So working along all the little edges in the mountains, adding the foam tape, ensuring that I do have contact from one added piece to the next, so I don't have any shaker material going past the little boundary that I am creating here. Just a few more pieces of tape to go, and I should be pretty well set. Just pressing it down firmly with every little attached piece so it doesn't slide. And that looks like about it. Next, I will go and add some extra support pieces in the bottom area so that it stays firm on the page and doesn't crush in. There we go. Everything looks great. Let's see how it looks on the position on the page directly. And we're set to attach it down. My globe is now ready to be fixed to the page. I've left some adhesive on the upper portion, so I'll be able to add my shaker material to the globe. So we'll center it nicely on my space and fix it down. Because I have the mountains there with the tape, I'll only have the glitter in the upper portion. So we'll just get it ready. Let's just get a little bit better access to slide the material into my space. I'm just using some random material, some glitter, some beads, some stuff that I've had around the house. Nothing really exceptional. Just adding the rest of it in there. You'll notice that in the globe itself, the silver glitter will show a little bit more white through the vellum, which will give it a snow effect. I'm now removing the adhesive piece, of course, because it's on video, part of it ripped, and I'm going to have to struggle a little bit to get the remaining pieces out, but we'll just work at it. We don't want to have any open spaces when we're shaking, so the glitter around. A few ran away on the top, not very many. Give it a shake. And there's my neat seam. A bit of glitter. And it's nicely subdued. So we'll go ahead and add my photos. And I'll show you the finished product. Excess embellishments I made with the Trio Punch and scrap cardstock, and here is my final page with the accents on it. Alright, so here's my final page. If you are a really bold scrapbooker, you can switch out the vellum for acetate to give you that more intense look, but I just wanted something more subdued, and I just wanted to have a little bit of fun because I can. I wouldn't do this on every page. I do have an upcoming series on uses for vellum in scrapbooking and card making, so this was one of my examples, and I've also used it on my page here to just shimmer out the background a bit so my journaling stood up, and again here. Other changes I did make in this page is on this side I did cut down my background paper and swap it out for a 4-inch strip of more of a solid color. Reason being, if you watched my beginner series on scrapbooking, there is the points I made on having a background that's very intense and taking away from your photos. And in these photos here, the heads of the people were very small, and I was losing them as they were competing with my background. So by having a more solid background, it stood up a lot better. So watch for my next series coming out. Thank you for supporting my channel, liking and subscribing and sharing it with your friends. Thank you for joining my Facebook groups and giving me and sharing me ideas so I can keep putting out some nice content for you. Have a good year. We'll see you again soon.